Congratulations on qualifying for the grand final. Now the battle begins. Southside experience, deliberate, precise. Perth, young, fearless, chaotic. Gorman, Maley from the corner. Swish. Mitchell to respond. They needed that.
Sure did.
And the way they're shooting the three ball today, Chippertoni joins the party. LJ from long range. That keeps working. Here's Forster. Yes, Chloe.
There she goes.
Join the party. Shell shock this afternoon.
We have to reset, we have to recharge. It's do or die for us now in game 2.
And Southside win on the road and keep their championship dream alive. Or can Perth win it all? Maddie Rocci, massive three.
That's exactly the start Southside need.
McDonald guarded by Rocci. Long range shot is good. Good child. Tough shot, Miller makes it to LJ. Drew a crowd. That was really smart basketball.
The shooting percentages of both teams have been extraordinary to start this game.
Airy spins and finishes. Mitchell, Rocci calls for it. Will they get the shot up? Russell wins it for Southside. She wins it at the buzzer.
My goodness.
And we are headed for game 3.
We should have known this crazy white-knuckle roller coaster ride of the WNBL season. It was always going to take us to a championship deciding game 3, wasn't it? It didn't look that way after game 1. Perth's combination of speed and shooting, too much for the Flyers to handle, but handle it they did in game 2. Southside leading another high-scoring shootout from start to ridiculous buzzer-beating finish. Now these two great teams must summon up the energy to do it all one more time. 4 quarters of nail-biting, high-stakes basketball to determine our Cygnett WNBL champion. The stage is set for the third and final chapter of this epic grand final. It's the Southside Flyers and the Perth Lynx for the WNBL Championship. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Championship Decider. Thanks to Foot Locker. Jason Bennett alongside Laurie Chiswick and Carrie Graff for Game 3 of this incredible series. Laurie, we sat here on Thursday night and said, geez, Game 1, we've never seen anything like it. Well, then Game 2 came along.
And who knows what to expect in Game 3. It could be a 20-point blowout by either team. It could be close like we saw in Game 2. It could be overtime. I'm really not sure what to expect. I'm just really excited about it.
Graffy, it was an incredible last 25 seconds of that game. Talk us through it.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's all about pressure in these circumstances. Who can handle the pressure? The pressure defence, pressure of a turnover, an incorrect play, a missed clutch shot. Do you take a layup? Of course you've got to take a fast break layup. You get the offensive board. Do you spit the ball back out? Guarantee that you can only win or go to OT.
And also, the other word for desperation is the composure and the pressure and a little bit of luck, as we see there with Leilani Mitchell just forcing that little tap to her teammate in Mercedes Russell, who made that shot on the buzzer.
And we've said from the outset this entire series has been a battle between speed and size. Perth have the speed, Southside have the size, and in Game 1 it was the speed that was dominant. In Game 2, Southside managed to weaponise their size. Mercedes Russell playing a huge second half, Graffy. She's been the #1 big in the league all season.
Yeah, that she has. And I mean, speaking about bigs and big game bigs, doesn't get much bigger than Lauren Jackson alongside Mercedes Russell, the absolute GOAT. We saw her in Game 3 of the semi-finals series absolutely go off. It's going to be interesting to see what she can do today.
Well, on the back of that, Graffy, I thought that Annalie Melee did a great job with her in Game 2. Her work rate was so high in fronting her and trying to get a half front, pushing her out of the block, blocking her out. And she's going to have that same sort of work rate, because we know that LJ, the winner that she is.
Amy Atwell nailed a finals record, 9 three-pointers in Game 1, but the long bombs weren't dropping in Game 2. The Lynx went 7 for 24 from long range. Amy 1 for 7.
Yeah, look, they'll back their numbers. I mean, Coach Ryan Petrick has this team understanding what their numbers are. It's 3 or key, and he's got great three-point shooters. He applauds them when they miss a 3. Amy Atwell, I don't think she's going to shoot as poorly as she did in Game 2, but having said that, she was defended exceptionally well by Cole and Vicky.
Laurie, they trailed by 15 points when those three-point shots weren't dropping, so they switched things up in the second half. Erin McDonald took it to the rack.
Oh my goodness, she was great putting her feet in the paint and going downhill and finishing under a bit of pressure, but that's something that Southside will really have to address. We know that she can shoot the ball. She's a three-point shooter. She can drive. She can pull up. She's a great passer. So they're going to have to pick their poison with her. What are they going to give her, or what are they going to take away?
Time to welcome in the fourth member of our commentary team this afternoon. Megan Huswaite is courtside. Megs, the 8th season in which we've had a best-of-3 grand final series, and this will be our 4th Game 3 decider.
Good afternoon, team. That's right. And this grand final series has very eerie shades of that 2 years ago. It was Perth and Melbourne. Perth came here to Parkville in game 1, shot the lights out, and won by 20+ points. Same. Game 2, Perth had the chance to win it on their home court. It was Marina Maybury who missed free throws 2 years ago. Annalee Maley on Thursday night, and it was the Melbourne Boomers who became the first team to lose game 1 but come back and win game 2 and 3 to win the championship. Southside will use that to their advantage. Perth looking to flip the script, but there's some history perhaps for the Southside Flyers, who could become the first team to win the championship after taking both their semi-final and grand final series to 3 games. The crowd is pumping here at Parkville. We can't wait for what's coming up.
Thanks, Megsy. They're battle-hardened indeed. In fact, both these sides are. Graffy, Laurie Chiswick, what's your message coming into a Game 3 decider?
You just got to play your style. You got to do what got you here, and we certainly know for Perth, that's run and gun, shoot the three, get in the key, play youth and play fast.
And for Southside, it's a matter of using your height. Use your big. They did a good job of that in game 2. They've got to shoot the ball well, and they've got to defend. In fact, both teams have to defend.
So it all comes down to this. 4 quarters of high-pressure basketball stands between these two teams and championship immortality. Perth have waited 32 long years, having lost their last 4 grand finals. Southside have lost 3 of their last 4, but this afternoon, one of them will be champions. Thanks to Foot Locker, it's the Cygnett WNBL 23-24 grand final decider. Good luck to our referees, Scott Baker, Jack Taylor, Taylor Flint. May the best team win. A hush falls over Parkville. The 23-24 WNBL Grand Final decider. Southside and Perth for the championship. And away we go. Flies for the opening possession. Jackson hunting her 6th title. Cole. Russell posts up against Potter. Can't finish. Jackson there. Opening points to LJ.
That's what we said, go inside. They did that. Russell took it to the basket, and Jackson was there to sweep up the offensive rebounds.
Early stage is so critical. Can Perth get it into the hands of Atwell? Can she drop a shot early, get her confidence going? When they've done that in this series, Graffy, they've been away.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what Southside will be focused on defensively, making sure they're in her pocket, make her rush if she gets an early look.
Russell to Mitchell. Jackson against Maley. There's that battle. Maley undersized, but so scrappy. Jackson can't make the second. Well done, Rock. She keeps it alive. Back out to LJ.
Southside clearly looking to play their half-court offense here.
Nice slow tempo in the opening minute. Suits the Flyers. Mitchell from the stripe. Nothing there. Well done, Perth.
Are we happy with their half-court execution? They're going inside, going outside. LJ we saw on the great low post vintage attack with her turnaround. Missed it. She gets the O board.
McDonald, what a season she's had. Injury robbed her of 8 games in the middle, but either side she has been simply scintillating. There's that move. Draws a crowd. Out to Maley.
A few nerves maybe, a little bit just to start off for Perth.
Oh, Lochy, she thought about pulling the trigger. Loses the handle. Away comes Maley.
Really active hands by McDonald.
Well done, Mitchell. Got there, knocked it clear. Remains a Perth ball.
Clearly from Southside, it looks like there's a focus on going at Potter early, going at Erin McDonald early defensively. See if you can perhaps sucker them into an early foul.
McDonald. Atwell calls for it. They leave Potter open. She rolls towards the hoop. Jackson knocks it away. And Perth will get another opportunity. No, turned around. Refs conferred. Well played, Jackson.
Well played, referees. Have a conference, come up with the correct decision.
I didn't mind that drive from Potter, though. Put it on the ground, take Jackson to the rack.
Southside happy to sit off her and make her shoot. Mitchell, Rochi from the corner. Away comes Atwell. Mitchell again.
She's got great hands, doesn't she? A readability in the right place at the right time. Leilani Mitchell, veteran, big game player.
Well, Southside clearly everybody knows that that's their game to kick it ahead. So defensive transition for Southside is really important.
Donald, quick shot. Potter versus Russell. Well done, Potter. Good child. Floats one over the top of Jackson. Still alive, picked off by Cole.
The rebounding battle from the bigs is huge early.
Back to Leilani. She go left on Atwell. She does. Gets herself some space. Rattles it in.
Great read on the ball screen action there by Leilani Mitchell. Atwell trying to force her away from the screen action. Ices Atwell.
Fouled so often from outside the three-point line. It's happened again.
Well, she's just got such a quick release. When she catches it and she's anywhere in the vicinity of that three-point line, she is going to let it fly. And she gets herself to the line so often.
Southside did a great job in game 2 where they didn't foul her, didn't send her to the free throw line, particularly on three-point attempts.
Annie Atwell, one of the absolute keys to this series.
Well, she shoots
85%.
Yeah,
career free throw.
Exactly. Somebody you don't want to foul.
Makes the first two. After 2.5 minutes, no score for Perth. Amy can go to the line and tie it up.
For her, a shooter, she gets her eye in. 3 free throws, you get your eye in, you feel good about your rhythm, you feel good about your stroke.
Makes all 3. It's a 1-point game as we go to Meg's courtside.
Well, thanks to Dean Andrews, the statistician of the WNBL, in 13 WNBL games for Perth since January, Amy Atwell is averaging 6.2 free throw attempts per game, which includes 3.9 from fouls on three-point attempts.
Thanks, Megs. Milestones and misses. Dean Andrews does a wonderful job. Here's Cole. Gets rid of Atwell. Sets her feet and pulls the trigger.
Wish! Captain's knock.
Southside up by a possession again. McDonald to Potter. Jackson with the job on her right now. Emily hauls it in. Off to Goodchild. Went left. Goes right and scores.
Really good decision by Goodchild. She could see that Jackson was just hedging out to perhaps a big show on the on-ball and then just rejected the screen and all the way to the basket.
Rochi against McDonald. Maddie gets the position.
She's going there. Clearly a focus. How do you attack Aari McDonald? Well, maybe by going at it defensively. We've seen that 2 or 3 times now by Rochi. Get downhill.
Tried to get it to Atwell. Again, great D from Southside. They're playing the scout right now, Laurie.
Well, they are, and Maddie Rochi just, again, active hands out there, and that's what they need to do. Both teams need to make sure that they're really proactive defensively, get the other team out of any sort of rhythm.
Cole takes the time to bring it up the floor, works with Russell, gets to a position. Won't drop, off hands, away comes Goodchild. Haven't been able to get fast break points as yet. Mila does there. Down she goes and drains it.
That's their style. Get out and run. You've got the green light from your coach to pull up and shoot a transition 3. Goodchild's been impressive doing such.
Perth in front. They lead for the first time. Jackson. Potter to Maley. It's all about speed versus control here. Maley pulls out. Potter will shoot the 3 and make the 3.
Okay, now that's a whole different level of three-point shooting for Emily Potter. She did a great job of being a presence inside, and now to be able to pull up at the three-point line. Good signs for Perth.
Gone 2 for 12 in her WNBL career until then, and Mitchell responds. Both teams starting to warm up into their offense.
Poised, controlled. She knows she can get that mid-range shot.
She went towards the hoop. McDonald went to Goodchild, who has a heat check.
Oh, and you know what? I like that. I like the fact when somebody shoots a 3, get the ball in their hands again, because they're feeling it. And then we saw that exact example of that by Goodchild.
Interested to see here how long does Coach Chambers not call a timeout. She call one quickly to try and arrest the momentum.
Not a lot of timeouts called by any team in these final series, Laurie. The coaches have really been happy to let the game play, and from a neutral perspective, it's been great. They've flowed so well.
Well, they have. They've let the players make the decisions, and they've got some great court generals out there. Leilani Mitchell, Ari McDonald. They know, they've been around. They can call the shots.
Russell gets the inbound. It was an awkward one. She did it well. Rocci now backs out. Chipatoni has the job. Rocci from long range.
It's a three-point party right now for both teams.
I'm loving this shooting out there.
Flyers 2 for 3 from long range. Perth are 3 for 4. Goodchild's made a couple. Atwell knocked away by Mitchell. Picked off by Cole. And slapped away by Chipatoni. 3 great defensive efforts.
Unbelievable. I mean, the intensity. This is championship basketball. High-intensity defense, come up with steals, stay on the play, block the shot.
Alex Chipatoni's had a fantastic final series, Laurie.
She has, and she just brings so much. She is the most experienced player with that Perth Lynx team, and every time she steps on the court, she's had an impact.
Speaking of experience,
Leilani Mitchell. I mean,
2-time grand final MVP at it again.
So calm, so composed. Rolls it like she's doing a shooting game in the backyard.
Goodchild's been a factor early. Russell did well. Mitchell feeling it right now. Jackson, Rocci, Russell calls for it.
Big mismatch down low, Chipatoni on Jackson.
Cole thought about pulling up. They spot that mismatch, Graffy, and one.
It took them a long time to find that, and I'm glad Jackson, maintained her composure there and stayed and kept her seal alive, and Chipatoni just could not do anything.
You see her here really working to try and get her up to the baseline, make it harder to be three-quarter or full-fronted, keeping herself close to the rim against a smaller opponent.
Megsy courtside.
Leilani Mitchell with an extra pep in her step. A family reunion today with her partner Michaela and son Cash. They've been in Newcastle for the last 2 months. The little baby's been here with Leilani, so the family are all back together supporting Lei in this grand final.
Started well, Maley, heavy on the shot. Away comes Mitchell again, right on cue. Controlling the game at the moment, Leilani Mitchell. Flies up by 4, floats it to Russell. Can't finish, but she will the second time.
Such a pattern stats.
Well, again, there's absolutely nothing you can do to defend that. Once she caught that down low, both defenders' arms were straight up, but Mercedes Russell's just had the size.
Child to clinch Hoy Carter's into the game. Chipatoni flies up by 6. So Alex says, hang on. Wow.
They are shooting absolute lights out from the three-point line. Perth Lynx.
27% three-point shooter in her career, Alex Chipatoni. Makes a massive one there. She has been clutch in this final series for Perth, Alex Chipatoni. Have a sub called.
Coach Ryan Petrick rotating pretty freely early in his first quarter.
Flyers yet to have made a sub until now. Jazz Dickey comes into the game. McDonald against Dickey. An elite defender against an elite scorer. Tries to get it through to Potter. Kick ball. Remains with Perth.
Perth shooting a whopping 66% from the three-point line, and that's without their star shooter, Amy Atwell, even taking one yet.
Talk about tempo control, Laurie. It's going to be the determining factor in this game. What have you made of it in the first 8 minutes?
Well, I'd have to say that, well, there's that drive from Ari McDonald that we talked about early on, and she continues her way, but I would initially say that it's more on Southside's terms right now. It's slower. I don't think there's been a couple of fast break opportunities for Perth in that style, but it's also gone Southside's way where they've really executed in the quarter-court.
So Perry a chance to level the game. Averaging 21 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists a game this season. Has just been spectacular in her first season.
And she has. When she's got a wide open driving lane like that on her preferred hand left, I think she's got to try and do something different.
Cole trapped in the backcourt, just gets it into the front half in time. Jackson versus Potter. LJ, not this time. Dickey scraps for it under the hoop and is fouled.
What a hustle play. I mean, Dickie's been impressive, hasn't she? She knows what she brings to this team. Can she get herself close to the rim? Can she get on the glass? And can she be a defensive stopper?
And she just uses, she's got such great athleticism and length out there that she can use that in so many different ways.
Wins possession there, 1 on 3.
Yeah.
Averaged 16 points a game in the semi-final series, had 19 in game 2 to be their leading scorer. Rolls that one around.
And her ability to defend different types. She can defend a small guard, she can defend a bigger 3, she can defend a post.
Flyers lead again, just over 2 to play in the opening quarter of the grand final decider. Thanks to Foot Locker, great to have you with us. McDonald front iron, Rocky couldn't control it. Finch Hoycard in there, in fact it's Gorman. Chippertoni.
Saw them the Southside flow switching onto McDonald.
Takes Rocky on, levels it up again.
Wow. Bench impact, Chippertoni.
And she's just done that every game that she's come in. She's just been she plays her role, she knows what to do. She gets her teammates involved, she gets herself involved.
Rocky gets her own rebound. Ernst into the game for Southside. Dangerous shooter from any position. That's a lovely feed through to Dickey.
Talk about somebody else that's had an impact coming in off the bench is Ernst. She's, in fact, their second top scorer across the 2 games, and she's just done a great job.
Donald. Gorman from the corner. Dickey to Rocky.
Southside happily just play their half-court offense here, change the tempo.
Jazz to Cole. Now inside to Dickey. Foul.
That she does exceptionally well. We know that the Perth Lynx want to dare her to shoot perimeter shots, long twos, pack offer. Her ability to make back cuts and get underneath the rim has been critical to her scoring baskets on the rim.
Emily Potter saying it was all ball.
She moves so well off the ball. Whenever there's dribble penetration, pass penetration, she goes to the gap.
Jackson and Potter. Some words exchanged here. Emily Potter not happy.
A little bit of spice.
Said it was all ball, and Jackson said, hey, let's just get on with it, shall we?
Tensions are high, emotions are high. Championship game.
Emily Potter, really emotional player. Gets fired up, fires her team up. Dickey makes both.
Task on Airy now. Can she contain penetration? What do they do off the ball screen action?
Well, 3 points, but none from the field yet. There was those free throws. Finch Hoycard. McDonald down to 7. Airy says, I'll take that. Thanks.
Game 2, they went under that. Any kind of ball screen action with her went under. She went 1 of 5. Here she is today, 1 of 2.
Jackson. Dickey encouraging her to shoot the longer shot.
That's the sort of shot that Perth are actually, they're going,
giving her.
Take it, yep. You can have that shot. We'll get a rebound and make this the last play of the quarter.
McDonald. Cross comes Potter to screen. Just creates space for Airy. It's front iron. Potter keeps it alive. Can they get a shot up? McDonald again. Can she get it? Finch Hoycard. Wasn't aware of the time, I don't think.
The rebounding.
Let's walk into our 2-3, but we're in a man-to-man here. Okay, so it's their ball, make it look like a 2-3, know who you've got, and then we're matching up here. In offense, I think If Hoycard's still out here, let's get her in the two-man action. She can't guard anyone in that two-man action. Okay, doesn't really matter.
I don't mind any of that down there. That's all fine. Again, Mitchell will live with the review contest. That's fine. Just don't foul it. But it's yo boards. And again, there's one that landed way out here. No issues. But 5 have landed in there. Like when Russell and Jackson shoot from a foot, it misses more than you think. The second one is always going in. So again, stay in the contest, stay in the fight. Next time down, I want to be stacked shallow, so airy, 2 players on wings. I want Atwell, yeah, we'll get this side. Right, Atwell setting a pin down this time, wider for Emily. Potter will run into an on-ball, you're playing, you're getting out. So you're taking away the tag, man. Again, Potter roll hard, we're going to play to that. We good? Go again.
I'm still pissed off from last season where we lost the grand final. I really believe in this team and I believe in our coaching staff, and we just have such a special connection and you don't always get that, and just to win the championship would be, you know, the icing on the cake.
3 seconds. Beck, tough shot. It's her night.
We need to be respected. When we're on our A game, I don't think anybody can stop us.
Meg Cole hunting her second championship, 1-1 with the Flyers in 2020. Meg, you were with both coaches.
I was. It was a player-led quarter-time break by Perth, with their players encouraging each other to lift their defence and their rebounding. Captain Annalee Maley asking for some more communication. I caught the end of the Flyers and the message was around offensively sticking to their stuff and not forcing it. Jasmine Dickey and Carly Ernst starting for the Flyers in this second term.
Thanks, Meg. Sets the Flyers by point. This is our Game 3 championship decider on your home of hoops, ESPN. Cygnett WNBL Grand Final, thanks to Foot Locker. Laurie Chiswick, Carrie Graff, what did you make of the opening term?
Well, you know, the scoreline reflects the great shooting by both teams. I think there's been times where Southside have slowed it right down and played in theirs, and then I think there's been times where Perth have had the opportunity to push it. So right now, I don't think either team has any ascendancy.
Absolutely agree, Laurie. The stats speak to it, the style speak to it. This one could be like this for the entirety of the game.
Russell, nice finish.
Wow. The ability of Southside Flyers to get their bigs close on the rim today has been impressive. 2 3-feet catches right on the rim as Maley leans off it.
Annalee, none for 3 to start this game. Here's Ernst. Flyers up by 3. Perth's biggest lead 5. Southside's biggest lead is 6. It's been within a possession either way for most of the game so far. Maley, does she take on Ernst? Spins. Carly denies, did enough.
Massive block, Carly Ernst. Great length. She's pushing 6'6". Well-timed block.
Rochi into the foot of McDonald. It'll remain a Southside ball. 1 point Ryan Petrie did make, Laurie, was about the offensive rebounds.
Yes, he did, and he said, you know, they're happy to give them those little shots because, you know, he feels that they're not that accurate in there, but it's the second shots they're not going to miss, so they must block out and make sure they don't get those second chance opportunities, because Southside had 6 offensive boards in that first quarter.
Russell from a similar position to game 1. That one she got her feet set and drained it.
Coach Petrie will say that's okay. She can take those. She's not going to beat us doing that. But
Flyers up by 5. McDonald to Goodchild, who started red hot. Almost. Southside have an opportunity here. They've got the game on their terms. The tempo feels like a Flyers game. Chance to put some scoreboard pressure on. Ernst. Russell. Back to Carly. Feeds it through to Dickey. Patient offense from the Flyers.
just well executed, like just inside, outside, change sides. They waited for an opportunity. Russell in the post.
7-point game, Southside lead. 8 minutes to play in the second term. This is a Game 3 decider thanks to Foot Locker.
McNeela, again, come off it. If they're in man or zone, I don't care. They're zone north to man on one pass or garbage. So Atwell, space it. Airy, again, get lane line or a little bit wider. Airy runs straight inside it. Potter second. Come off both. Potter. We go. We good? That's fine.
7-point game, Southside lead, early stages, second term. Our Cygnett WNBL Grand Final Game 3 decider. The winner to hoist the championship, Megan Husthwaite, was with Cheryl Chambers.
I was, and she's happy with how the Flyers are getting the ball inside and outside, happy with that combo, imploring the players to keep moving. They're going to flow into one up in this next play, and they want to get another stop.
We had a chance to listen in to Ryan Petrick.
He was really designing a play here. He wants to get a ball screen action, as you see here with Atwell and Potter.
Atwell yet to get going in this one. Great scrap from Dickey. Annalene Maley, none for 4. Atwell hasn't taken a shot from the field as yet.
Well, again, like game 2 between Beck Cole and Dickey, they are just making life really difficult for her and trying to even get a shot up.
So good child, 8 points. McDonald, 8 points. And Chippatoni, 5. While for the Flyers, 8 for Dickey, 7 for Mitchell, 5 each to Rochi and Jackson. Flies by 7. Mitchell makes it double figures.
Wow, patience, composure.
Leilani Mitchell is up to 10 points already, and in the first couple of games, and there, a great stop by her as well. So in the first couple of games, she was a bit quiet. In game 1, she had 3 points yesterday, or the other game, she had 9 points, so she's up to 10 already. We knew she would be influential.
Jump ball call, possession arrow with Perth. Potter, McDonald, critical basket, not this time. The Southside are slowly grinding their way to an advantage here. They're up by 10. Perth unable to get anything going yet. Graffy, we know so much of Perth's offense comes off defense. It comes off opposition teams missing shots. And like that, where they can get out and now run.
Absolutely. And look, we see here their 6'6" centre bring the ball down the floor, trying to ignite the break. But absolutely right. Southside have been shooting the ball exceptionally well, chewing clock. There hasn't been a chance for Perth to get out and run as much as they'd like.
Well, can't find some space. Did she step on the sideline? She did.
Defensive intensity by Southside. That was the difference in game 2. They set the intensity defensively from the get-go. More of the same today.
Spoke about composure pre-game, Laurie. Another critical factor in a game 3 decider is resilience, and Perth just need to dig in right now.
Well, they certainly do, and that would have been a big blow to their, emotional and mental capacity that game 2. But they need to reset, and they have the capability of doing that. They need to do it now, though.
Russell, foul.
Patience, just back her man down in. 2-man game there into the post. See, saves Russell just so efficient in the post. Composure, took the body of Potter. Potter fouled aggressively to make sure it wasn't an and one.
Meggsy courtside.
She sells tickets, Mercedes Russell, because the Flyers sold about 700 tickets within an hour on Thursday night after she scored that winning basket. And the crowd here is fantastic, and they're liking what they're seeing from this lady and her teammates.
They're up by 11 now, game high margin. Second one short. Away comes Maley. Can Maley and Atwell get going here for Perth? They can score so quickly. Couple long-range buckets drop. Suddenly they can break a game open in a heartbeat. Atwell puts it on the floor, goes to the rack, and Amy's on the board from the field. She's got 5 in total.
That was a great decision. If somebody's playing you that close up and you can't get your shot away, put it to the floor. And she got her shoulders by Beck Cole and finished strongly.
Cole, Ernst. Now a chance off that long rebound for Perth to try and get that shot in the first 7 seconds of the shot clock. That's their game. Well done, Southside. Got back and defended well. McDonald with some patience. Does she take on Russell? She thought about Potter, but then lost the handle. Feeds it inside to Emily now. She goes to Maley. Annalee with the reverse is fouled by Ernst.
That was a lot of poise shown by Perth in that instance, the same as it was at the other end for Southside. So good ball movement, good player movement.
See here then an elbow or forearm to the nose of Carly Ernst.
It's been a very, very physical series. Saw a newspaper article in Melbourne yesterday about Southside not happy with the physicality of this series.
You'd see there, you know, you stir up someone like Carly Ernst or you stir up someone like Lauren Jackson with a pop in the nose. Neither of those are going to back down from any physicality.
Laurie, the refs have let them play right throughout the final series. What have you made of it?
Well, look, I think it's finals basketball. You have to expect physicality, and I like the fact that I think the refs have done a great job. I don't think there's been any over-calling, and they continue to do so today.
Donald slapped away, Chippertoni. Clinch Hoycard puts it on the floor, pulls up. In comes Maylee, Southside ball.
Wow, the intensity is up on everything, isn't it? On every possession, there's bodies added in the air, on the floor. In the one-on-one post action, there's physicality.
Mercedes brings it down the floor. Goes looking for the guards to say, hey, does anyone want this?
You see there the packing defense of the Perth Lynx.
Rochi.
Clinch Hoycart just packs up the keyway anytime Mercedes Russell is anywhere near the three-point line or long two range.
Final seconds of the shot clock. Rochi puts it on the floor, goes herself and scores.
Big finish, Maddie Rochi.
Back out to 11. Atwell, there's that quick release. Doesn't go, and there's Maylee crashing the boards. Does she go herself? She does, but she can't finish.
She is phenomenal on the glass. I mean, she averages a double-double in the season for points and for rebounding. You know, she just can't quite get that finish. She likes to get a reverse finish.
First bucket just so critical for Annalee and her confidence. Rochi steps through, and that one does drop. 13-point game. Flyers in control. 4:25 to play in the second term. You're watching the Cygnett WNBL Grand Final Game 3 Championship decider. Thanks to Foot Locker on your home of hoops, ESPN.
Next time, let's go Luke Punch. I think you've got Hoycart or whatever her name is. We can always, or Maylee either, have a look at the punch. But if not, let's get into this. Make sure that they're not overplaying it. If they are, Slim, come hit Slim, and we'll get a layup on that back cut here. Okay? Slim, every now and again, when you get the ball here, you might be able to attack her. Not every time, but every so often here. Let's go, hey, let's not let Atwell make sure we're at the point of the screen here, mate. Don't give her any shots here. Okay? Great job. Southside.
Timeout brought to you by Cygnett, Australia's #1 digital accessories brand, the naming rights sponsor of the WNBL, wonderful supporter of this competition. Cygnett, available at JB, Hi-Fi, Officeworks, other leading retailers, and Cygnett.com.
Well, for those of you that don't know, when Cheryl Chambers refers to Slim, she's talking about Mercedes Russell, and you know, I don't know why that's her nickname, but she's used it all season.
Flyers by 13 points. Critical 4 and a bit minutes here for Perth. Maylee none for 5. Just needs that first basket to drop after such a tough finish for her personally in game 2. Turnover comes, and Mitchell has it.
Defensively, much better help then from the Southside Flyers. They collapsed a little more on Erin McDonald's penetration.
Again, happy to slow it right down in the half court.
The game is certainly on Southside's terms right now.
Take the fizz and the speed right out of it. And they'll retain it here. Meeks is courtside.
Mercedes Russell was the focus in the Perth timeout as well. They didn't call her Slim though, Laurie. They want to get some higher coverage, just very much aware of her impact on the game. She's up to 7 points now.
Remains a Southside ball. 4 seconds left on the shot clock.
Well defended on that base out of bounds. See if Southside go with the same look. Some little big screen action.
4 seconds. Mitchell, catch, and shoot won't go. Whose ball is this? That'll be Perth's.
Referee called the colour. Didn't point the direction.
Maylee inbounds to McDonald. Can the Lynx get something going here? Their big names have been well held. Maylee.
Southside will be happy with her taking that. 3-point clip on the season isn't huge for Maley. Takes it off one pass in the half court.
1 for 6 from the field for Annalise so far. 13-point lead for Southside. Rochi. Good pressure from McDonald, made it difficult for Russell. Chibatoni almost stole it. Mitchell.
Oh, that's
Russell.
Such a great pass by Leilani Mitchell. You know, you looked at the Southside, the list and who's played well, and you know, said, Leilani Mitchell maybe not have scored the first 2 games, so she's always influential, but she has stepped up in this game so far.
Well, and Laurie, her ability to pass the ball to the bigs, no one in the league does it better than Leilani Mitchell. You know, she's played with a lot of great bigs around the world, but she sits the ball up in the air where they can catch it, particularly against smaller opponents, both to Russell, both to Jackson. She lands them right where they need it.
Well, she keeps her dribble alive until she reads the defense, sees that her post player is ready, and then makes that pass.
And interestingly now, you know, Potter had been sitting down, 2 fouls. Coach Ryan Petrick didn't want to, you know, risk a third, but he's injected her back in.
And Rochi somehow comes up with it. Southside by 15. We know Perth won't go away from the way they play. They'll continue to play the same way, whistle off the ball. I think it's against Jackson. Push.
2 hands in the back, potentially.
It's really important for the Lynx right now. There's still 3 minutes to go in this first half. They just need to chip away at this lead and try and get it. And we always talk about that 10-point margin. If they can get it around 10 or under, they're still well and truly in this game.
Number 1 offense in the league. So when it clicks, they're virtually unstoppable. Atwell, can she get going? That'll help.
You need that. She'll feel good about that. It rattled in, but doesn't matter how it goes in. When you're a shooter, it goes in. That be a boost for her confidence from the 3-point line.
Rochi to Cole. Beck through traffic. Pulls up. Jackson over the top. Off the Troy card last.
Because Perth aren't putting a lot of scoreboard pressure on the Flyers right now. Their offense, they're executing. Everything's at their pace. They don't feel rushed at all.
Jackson, long 2, is good.
Swish. Guy likes that. Well executed. Base out of bounds play, got her open. Long 2.
Kind of feels like McDonald or bust right now, Graffy.
It does. They need her to just say, you know what, I've got to put you on the back. I've got to put this team on my back for a minute. I've just got to get to the rim and score, as we saw then. You know, when they've been bogged down in their half-court offense, it doesn't flow. They're not executing well. They don't seem to know who they should be going to. Ball in her hands, get us some screen action, and clear out for her.
Exit court side.
Lauren Jackson following the scout perfectly there, not the one of Cheryl Chambers, but her oldest son Harry, who writes her a list of instructions before every game. Make good shots was one of them, and that sure was that.
That's sensible. He knows what he's talking about.
Nice to have a personal coach like that.
Russell. Margin sits at 13, just over 2 minutes to play in the first half. Dickey. Mitchell, who's been outstanding. Russell, likewise, inside. Dickey's got good position. Potter comes over but can't stop the shot.
She does that exceptionally well. She just baseline cuts and sits under the rim waiting for a putback or a little dump inside.
Atwell, Potter, rolls to the rack.
It's a nice finish by Emily Potter. Under some physicality there. She likes that left hand.
They look for that shot the first 7 seconds. That's plan A for Perth, but Southside have just shot the ball so well. They haven't had that many opportunities to get out on the break.
There we go.
Dickey on the inside is fouled. Atwell goes down. So the question, Graffy, is if they're not getting the fast break opportunities from the opposition missing shots, can Perth manufacture opportunities to score on their own?
I think they can. You put Erin McDonald in some ball screen action. Goodbye. Like, she'll find a way to score. So I think they can. You know, we've seen them in other games, ball screen action with her and Potter. She either gets on the rim or Potter rim rolls. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of that coming out of half-time. Not sure that they'll action it now in this last minute 30, but certainly in that third quarter, I'd expect to see more of that action.
Jazz Dickey doing what great imports do, Laurie, having an impact in whatever their role might be.
Well, you know, she started the season she started the season as a starter for the first few games, then moved to the bench. And, you know, sometimes a import would take offense to that, but she's thrived and been such a great role player and such a big influence in these final games.
Atwell is fouled.
So we saw then Perth Lynx put their best 3 players in some action up top there, some horns fade action with some ball screen action. You got Potter in there, you got Atwell in there.
Amy Atwell just got a happy knack being fouled.
She applauded the referees that it was all ball.
When you have a lights-out shooter like Amy Atwell, Laurie, you just have that little bit of extra oomph on your defence.
Well, you try and fight over screens. You try and you can't just lock and trail her because you know that she's going to come up and shoot that. So you try and stay as absolutely close. And then, knowing that she's going to shoot it really quickly, you've got to get your hands on it.
Uncharacteristically misses the second of these 3 free throws. 85% career free throw shooter in the WNBL, Amy Atwell.
Perth hanging around. 13 points the margin. Important last 1:15 to play here. Can they eat into the deficit a little more? Southside kick away. Rochi, Mitchell, back to Maddie.
Zone defence here by the Perth Lynx.
Russell,
looks like.
Jackson posting up against Maley. They lose control. Atwell pounces on it. Critical turnover here for Perth. Full court pressure from Dickey. Draws a foul.
And that'll send Dickey to the line, over the limit.
Big call. Dickey extending the pressure on Atwell. Did a great job to try and negotiate that mid-court screen.
So Amy 5 of 6 from the strike in this game, as Laurie mentioned, 85% career free throw shooter.
I think we'll see out of this Perth extend that defense again, because it just caused Southside a little bit of problems. They couldn't bring the ball up so comfortably.
And he makes them both. Without being lights out, Amy Atwell, she's only had 1 3-point shot and made it, but she's already up to 11 points, so she's finding other ways.
We've seen she pulls her and get on the rim early. We've seen her nail her free throws. Had a couple of free throw sets from fouls.
Oh, that was
tight.
That was very tight.
Get it into the front court. They did it with less than a second to spare. Rochi. Mitchell. Cole from the corner. Little floater over the top. Russell has good position. Nothing Perth can do there.
And not with Potter on 2 fouls. You don't want to get a third just before half-time. All she can do is stand up straight, try and use her length.
3-second differential between shot and game clock. So McDonald will hold it up. Soak up as much of this time as she can.
Perth Lynx trying to get the defender they want in the ball screen action. They want it to be Jackson.
And there it is over the top to Potter. Just couldn't find it. And it leaves time for Leilani back the other way. Cole sets up. Leilani goes herself. Steps inside. Can't score. And it is half-time in the grand final decider. Southside beautifully positioned. They led by 1 point at quarter time. They've extended that lead to 13 at the half. It's Southside 52, Perth 39, a major break on your home of hoops, ESPN, as we head to Megs.
Leilani, what was planned for that start? You've held them to 39, but what have you done that was part of the plan?
Just stick to the scouting report. Obviously, we want to keep them off the three-point line, and they started hot, so we did a better job in the second quarter. But we just have to keep executing, take care of the ball. We've got too many turnovers.
Atwell has 12 points, just 1 3 amongst that, but she's finding other ways to score. You've got to try and lock down on her.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've had a few silly fouls when she's trying to shoot the 3, so we know she's good at drawing that foul. We just have to be smarter.
The break might have come at a good time, reset and clean things up a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. You know, this happened last game and they came back and we only won by 2 points, so we got to stay focused and be ready in the second half.
Thanks, Leigh. Get in there.
Thank you.
The two-time grand final MVP, who knows? She might be in line for another Rachel Spawn medal with a big second half. It is half-time in the grand final decider. It's the Flyers leading it by 13 points. Next, our half-time show, thanks to Foot Locker. And as we head to the break, our top 3 plays from grand final game 2. Koch loses the handle, swept away by McDonald. Airy spins and finishes. I miss. It's blocked. It's Southside. Cole to square the series. Does she go herself? Mitchell. Rochi calls for it. Will they get the shot up? Russell. Wins it for Southside.
KG23, welcome back to the Cygnett WNBL. Here's Melbourne.
Oh, loops it in.
For me, basketball's just fun. I love playing the game. I love playing with my teammates.
No, says Mercedes Russell.
3 to shoot, ball A's has to put it up. He's blocked by Griffin. Then she puts it up herself. Can you believe it?
Erin McDonald left on the rim and scores. Wickham one way, back the other way, right hand up and in. What a superstar.
That's kind of what's kept me going over the years, just that hunger and that desire to keep getting better.
Terrific defense. Gave Cole absolutely nothing. It does not matter. Cole drains it on the buzzer.
I want to enjoy the process and I just want to ball out and have fun.
Reed makes a move. Outstanding from Steph Reed.
Oh my word! How did she get that to go in? Canada picks it off. Just needs to pick it up. Can she finish? She can, and one. McDonald hits the accelerator. Wow. And the Lynx are through to their 6th WNBL Grand Final and their 2nd in 3 years. Trouble.
Wow, she is in the zone, Lauren Jackson. Seriously.
Unstoppable. And the Flyers have done it again. Atwell, who's been electrifying. Is it 5? She's fouled and it drops. Amy Atwell on fire. Mitchell, Roxy calls for it. Will they get the shot up? Russell wins it for Southside. She wins it at the buzzer.
How can you not smile when you see those highlights? What an incredible season it's been. It's been remarkable. What a roller coaster ride it's been, Laurie. What have you liked most?
Well, there's so much, but to me, a couple of standout things are the closeness of the season. We looked back, and I got some results from our stat man, Quinny, and he said that 38 of the games out of the total of 85 were won by 10 points or less. 16, 5 points or less, 4 overtime games. So it was that closeness. It was hard to predict. And the other thing was I thought it showcased some great youngsters, some unbelievable imports that have come in, and just the class of our Australian players.
Rafi?
She said it all. Yeah, look, absolutely. I think for me, some of the talent, the sheer talent, the youthful Aussie talent, the Jade Melbournes, the ball lasers, even Atwell I'd consider as that younger talent, the veteran talent that we're seeing today, the GOAT in some unbelievable games, Leilani Mitchell, and then the quality and depth of the WNBA talent through the roof.
It is half-time in the grand final. Got a half of basketball left to play in this crazy season, and right now Southside are in the box seat. They lead it by 13 points. They led by 1 at quarter time and then came out in the second term and scored 24 points to 12. Laurie, how'd they do it?
Well, I think we talked about who's going to have the game on what terms, and I think that was really, you'd have to say, if you looked at the whole half as a whole, it was Southside. Southside came back and controlled the tempo. The fact that Perth only have 5 fast break points says a lot to me, that they stopped their running game and they took really good shots, which prevented Perth from running.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at those, the scoring stats, 53% from the field, 67% from three-point line. That means shots are dropping. There's less missed shots for Perth to get out and run. That's because they've executed. They've got shots close to the rim. I think that's been massive for Southside.
To put it in context, the Flyers average 45 from the field today. They're shooting at 53%. Points in the paint, Laurie, 24-12. In favour of Southside. That's the difference on the scoreboard.
Well, you can see that that's a clear tactical plan from the Southside Flyers and Coach Cheryl Chambers, that get the ball inside, look at high-low action, draw defenders. Now, if that changes and they still get it inside, they've still got shooters outside, but to me the key there too is Leilani Mitchell and how she's getting the ball, facilitating those bigs.
Rafi, fascinated by the adjustment Cheryl Chambers has made in inserting Jazz Dickey into the game a lot more. Nadia Potch averaged 19 minutes a game during the regular season. She played 2 minutes in game 2. We haven't seen her at all in game 3. Jazz Dickey soaking up those minutes. Why?
Yeah, she's got so many things to bring to this team. I think critically is she can defend 1 through 4. So they can put her on a star small point guard like Erin McDonald. They can put her on an athletic perimeter player. They can put her on a big. You know, that allows her to do a whole lot. Potch is much more limited to guarding maybe an athletic 3-man. So I think that's been the difference maker. And she's a WNBA player.
Can Southside close it out? They lead by 13 points with a half to play in the grand final decider. Can Perth come from the clouds? If anyone can, they can. The number 1 offence in the league. It is half-time here in the grand final decider. Thanks to Foot Locker, Southside 52, Lynx 39, third quarter next.
This will mean a lot. Obviously, I came here to get better, to create bonds, but I think the championship, that was obviously #1 on my list for coming here. So, I mean, this will mean a lot for just the Perth organization and the city of Perth. So, I mean, anything is possible.
And for Airey personally, in 2021 at the American National College Championship game, she missed a game winner and they missed out on the title. She'd love to get her hands on a trophy this afternoon. Australian basketball royalty everywhere. It's the Flyers leading by 13 points at the half as we get set for third quarter action. Here's Megsy.
That's right, Jace. There's championship experience on and off the court. Joining me is Trish Fallon. Thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, look, it's a tough game for both teams, to be honest. Look, Flyers are looking really strong at the moment. I'm pretty sure after a half-time break and a bit of a chat with Perth, I think they'll come out a different team in the second half. I think they just need to junk it up a little bit defensively and try and disrupt the Flyers' offense. Looks a little bit too easy at the moment, so I think we'll see a few changes in the second half. And yeah, I think it'll be a very entertaining second half.
Two-time championship winner with the Sydney Flames, 93 and 97, and the Rachel Spawn Grand Final MVP in 1997. How special is it winning a WNBL title, Trish?
Yeah, it's huge. It's really hard to win a title any year. So two was hard. So the first one was hard. It was great to get a second one. Not too many players, I think, get a chance to win more than one title in a career. So it was fun times for me, and now it's nice to sit on the sideline and watch a few games myself.
Well, you are a former captain of the Opals, now leading the team and as well as team manager. Of course, the Olympics coming up, and we'll have an Opals squad named at the end of the month, so very exciting times for our national program.
Yeah, look, it's a big year, obviously, with the Olympics coming up, so we'll announce a team of 26 at the end of the month. Really good squad. We've got really good depth now, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of these players that are going to come in and have an opportunity to show what they can do. We've got a really good schedule leading into Paris, so there'll be opportunities for all the players to show us what they've got. And have a bit of fun with it, and then, on the way to Paris we go.
Breaking news from Trish Fallon, Opal squad announced at the end of the month. Thanks for joining us, Trish. Enjoy the second half.
Will do. Thank you.
Thanks to Megs. Thanks to Trish Fallon. As she mentioned, these are hard to win. The Southside Flyers have been there a lot in recent years. They lost in 17. They lost in 20. They lost in 23. In 19-20.
Can I just say, before we get the start of the second half, I actually messaged all 6 coaches that aren't in the grand final to find out who their tip was. And I was hoping to say it at the beginning of the game because it might look a little skewed right now, but it was 4 for Southside, 1 for Perth, and 1 undecided.
13 points the margin as we start the second half. Southside a half a basketball away from their 5th WNBL title. Or a Perth going to win their 2nd and come storming back. Atwell.
We talked about pressure, and that's what pressure does. She makes a great defensive pressure play. She packed off Bet Cole, stole it, and then got ahead of herself, thinking we've got a fast break, turned it over.
Everything being played at the moment on Southside's terms. What can Perth do to change the momentum of this game? First thing is make shots more difficult, so less of them drop. Wow. If they're dropping, there's nothing Perth can do.
Southside Flyers, Laurie.
Well, I mean, they had a little bit of everything in that possession. Dribble penetration, inside to Jackson. She recognized she was double-teamed. Straight back out to Leilani Mitchell, ready to shoot.
Donald. Puts it up, won't go. Southside ball, game-high 16-point lead.
Rebounding contest between Potter and Russell is a big one. You know, Potter's got those 2 fouls. Southside sucker an early 3rd foul and then put loads of heat on the Perth Lynx.
Perth believe wholeheartedly in their system. They play completely differently to everyone else in the WNBL. And they come up with a few wrinkles here, or is it just about executing better? Mercedes Russell to the rack, receives the feed from Cole.
Wow, the Southside Flyers are just flipping through their offensive playbook at the moment. What have they got in the half court that can get into 2 game with which big?
Ali Maley, none for 6 in the first half, yet to score. Good child, she's got the mask off.
Oh, she does too.
It's go time.
It's go time. It's play now or go home, isn't it? And did a great job then to sucker that foul from Leilani Mitchell. Got her arms tangled up, absorbed the physicality, found the finish. Tough play.
Come off to a good start with some early points. She's up to 8. A fantastic breakout year, Millie Goodchild. Really pleased for her. Won herself a contract last year with the Boomers after returning from college and having no one pick her up as an injury replacement player for Lily Scanlon. Now has established herself as a bona fide WNBL player. But her team trails by 15. Mitchell to the strike and is fouled.
Referees have been tight on that in this game. Any hand near ball, they've called a foul. It's been consistent both ways.
Leilani Mitchell is so relaxed coming off that on ball and making the right decisions. Should I score? Should I drive it all the way, pull up, hit a teammate, hit the roller? Great decision maker.
Unbelievable, almost laconic.
Yeah.
It's just she plays at a tempo that allows her to make the decisions, and not to suggest she's slow at all. She can turn on the gas and the jet still, but she plays at a tempo that she can read the defense, that she can draw the defense.
You know who she reminds me of in different positions, but the great player that we were talking to at halftime, Trish Fallon, very much that casual, similar, laconic way, but very, very effective.
Potter over the top. Atwell got good position.
Isolation. They've gone, okay, how do we, what mismatches have we got here offensively in the half court? Our fast break game isn't going. Atwell then posting up on the smaller Rochi.
Russell to Cole. Thought about feeding it to Mercedes. Goes herself. Atwell rejects. Beck still has it. Shot clock single digits. Mitchell in the corner. Guarded by Goodchild. Back to Beck. Shot clock to 4. Cole puts it on the floor. Goes with the floater. Won't go. Perth getting each other's way. It's kind of been the story of game 3 so far. Just the little fumbles and the 50-50s have gone Southside's way.
Yeah, they have the luck, as you say, Jason, on those 50-50s just there. Like, you could almost sense that they went, we're about to get a fast break.
Fresh 14 for Southside. Mercedes says, don't worry about the rest.
Roll it in. Perth have allowed it to take that all game. They play packing defense. They sit off the bigs. They dare you to shoot it. She rolled that one.
13 points. Maley. Potter. He's Goodchild to give them a spark. Puts it on the floor, draws the crowd, runs into Mitchell and loses it.
That's the thing, isn't it? When things go well, but conversely, when they don't, right now, Perth just have to take a breath and find a way to stem the flow here of Southside.
Mitchell pulls up and then gets her own board. Russell flies in no hurry at all. Take their time. There's Maley.
You see Southside then long 2 and 5 of them will back on defence. They're not going to give up a fast break bucket to Perth if they can guarantee it.
Traffic. McDonald from the corner. Won't go. Things just not dropping right now for Perth.
In and out.
Southside growing in confidence. Got the game on their terms right now. No rush. Cole finishes.
Tough finish by Cole. She finds a way, doesn't she? It's not always pretty, but it's effective.
Donald. Potter. Got another one.
Wow. 2 of 2. I think she's about a 15% three-point shooter.
Oh, she's doubled her total for the season. She's got 4 now for the year of 14.
Maybe that'll ignite her team. Doesn't matter who gets them, how they get them.
Said she's the spark plug. Tries to defend LJ there. Lauren finds 2 more.
Again, we see that deep catch by Lauren Jackson. 2 feet from the rim.
Haley on the floor for her first point. No. Well done, Goodchild. Keeps it alive. Puts it back.
The thing is they can't keep trading baskets, the Lynx. They've got to dig in here. They've got to get up with a couple of stops and a couple of stores to get this back under 10.
Rochi. McDonald hits the floor against Jackson, is it?
We saw the play before that. Mitchell and Jackson both having a word to the referees.
Here's another look. Rafi, your thoughts?
From this angle, it didn't look like it, but we couldn't see whether she had extended her arms. She was mid-court, she was stationary. Often when a big clocks a little and they fall on the floor, our bias is that poor little person, but from the other angle, maybe she extended the arms.
Meggsy courtside.
Ash Shannon into the game for the first time, just with that inbound there.
Thanks, Megs. Petrick looking to change things up. We've got to do something here to change the flow of this game. We know they can get white hot, and that's often where it starts. That's where it starts!
Massive. The crowd aren't liking the fact that they thought that Amy Atwell pushed Beck Cole down to create room for her shot.
Jackson for the response. Caught that!
do better.
Lauren Jackson with the middle fingers as well. 15 points. The margin once again. Atwell with the 3 at one end.
Definitely callable. Maybe there wasn't much contact. The referee deemed there wasn't much contact.
Maybe Atwell suggesting it was a flop, and LJ says, no problem, I've got it.
Answer.
Megan courtside. It's a free throw here for Perth. Unsportsmanlike, Megs.
And to use a football analogy, it's a bit of Stevie Jobs and Stevie Baker going on between Beck Cole and Amy Atwell, and then Leilani Mitchell trying to have to hold back the GOAT Lauren Jackson there. Things are starting to get a bit heated.
We mentioned there's been a bit simmering between these two teams. Donald takes it to the rack and one. Maybe this is the spark Perth need to get them fired up.
Absolutely. You know, starting to score a little bit more freely now. Their big players stepping up. McDonald on the rim, just what they need. Atwell with the 3. Momentum certainly swinging their way.
Ooh, a big 5 minutes now, isn't it?
Certainly is, and we know the ability of Perth to be able to pile on points quickly.
McDonald adds another. Margin back to 11. Southside have had the answers so far in this game. We saw LJ with the body blow 3 moments ago. All they've got to do is keep scoring. Easier said than done, of course. Mitchell.
Maddie Rachi has 3 fouls now as well, so that's something to keep an eye on.
Jackson, Cole. Another veteran play.
Rolls it in, Beck Cole. Not pretty, but take that 3 any day.
Donald will just go at Rachi. Offensive foul.
Massive play, Maddie Rachi. Laurie just called it. She's on 3. Gutsy gets her feet outside that charge circle.
And this Flyers crowd is raising the roof at Parkville.
Well, she really would have to say, put her body on the line. I'm not sure she was outside the charge circle.
Speed, big hit. Oh, it takes a rest for the Perth Lynx.
Southside have had the response at the critical moment. They've done it twice now in this 3rd term as Perth look to rally.
Perth extending their pressure at every opportunity.
Just gets it across the half court. Ernst.
Well, I like the sub of Ernst against this zone. We know how the prolific three-point shooter both her and Jackson are. We see her wide open there.
And makes it!
Coach call, Laurie Chiswick.
Atwell. Some heavy work off the ball at the moment. This is getting really physical. Away comes Mitchell. Got Jackson. Lovely work. And Cole finishes.
And patience and poise, even on the fast break there. 3 on 2.
Can that guard hedge that side? Again, big, cannot impact the ball. They will play from there. Now again, what are our rotations? We're going to try and go back to our own. Offensively, I want to play at double drags. So right here, I want to be in a snap rip. Snap rip. Know the action? Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, let's see you do it. 19 points the margin, a game-high lead for the Southside Flyers with 4 minutes to play in the Game 3 Grand Final decider. You're watching the Cygnett WNBL Grand Final thanks to Foot Locker. We had the chance to listen to Ryan Petrick. Raffy, Laurie, what did he have to say?
Yeah, look, I mean, he's really focused on what they've got to do on their ball screen. He made a point that both Jackson and Ernst are pick and pop players. They need to make sure they're rotating on that. And then he's looking at some action here. I imagine it'll go to Erin McDonald offensively.
Megan Huswaite is with the Flyers. Come back to Megs in a moment. Maley can't get it to go. Mitchell.
Southside Flyers shooting a whopping 80% from three-point range.
Cole. Puts it on the floor against Atwell. Dickey comes in, keeps it alive for Southside. Ernst pulls the trigger.
Hasn't she been impressive? We talked about her earlier, but that's just what she does over and over her whole career.
Donald back the other way, can't finish. Scraps for it on the deck, comes up with it. Chippertoni. Klidge Hoykard. Oh, they needed that.
What a good result that was. Instead of a 2, a good poise, lots of persistence there from Perth, and ended up with that three-point make.
If Southside keep going at the clip that they're shooting the 3 out at the moment, they just can't eat into the deficit, Perth. Ernst. Smart.
Yeah. Defense ready for the adjustment. Rolled down, but an easy two finish.
Southside ratcheting up their offense, staying aggressive. Cheryl Chambers told us when Perth came at them in game 2, they were a little bit, they took the foot off the gas, but not in this term.
Not at all. We'll see now Perth Lynx looking at some different actions, clearing out, see if they can get Atwell on the rim against a smaller opponent.
Mitchell, Jackson, Dickey. Such fluency on their offense this afternoon, Southside. Played it at their own pace. Oh, look out. Look out!
Well, why wouldn't you want to get her the ball when she's just shot the last 2? That's 3 in a row now for Carly Ernst.
Klidge Hoykard back the other way. Mitchell. Southside feeling 8 foot tall and bulletproof right now. They lead by 22. Everything going their way. Mitchell to Dickey. They're playing with huge smiles on their face, and why not? Margin out to 24.
Party for them right now, and unfortunately for the Perth Lynx, it's hard to change defence.
Maley to get one to drop, she can't. It's been a tough day for Annalise, she's none for 9. Atwell. She puts up a 3, contested. Maley comes up with it. Mitchell scraps under the hoop, jump ball.
You just feel like all the veteran experience that Southside have on their team have come to the fore in this game. They've showed so much patience. The bench players have come in and done their role. They've worked together. It doesn't matter who's scoring for them. They look like a very classy outfit right now.
More than 1,300 games of WNBL experience in this Flyers roster.
Seven players in double digits already.
Yeah.
13 championships spread across 6 players. If things keep rolling the way they are, those numbers are going to go up. They lead by 24. Chippertoni inbound to Gorman. Well done. Not quite. Just sums up Perth's day. They just haven't been able to get it to drop. Well done, Gorman. Chippertoni then fouled. Unsportsmanlike.
Ernst wanted to make sure that that wasn't a 2-point basket, that she's going to have to earn it from the stripe. Figured that her arms had been held. This was the payback.
It's been a ferocious series. Tempers have flared.
Hasn't Carly Ernst been impressive?
You just can see the shot of the coaching staff of Cheryl Chambers, and I think you have to mention those assistant coaches, Karen Mitchell, Hannah Lowen for Perth, Nat Burton, Brad Robbins. They do a mountain of work behind the scenes, and both teams to come up with all these adjustments, credit to the coaching staffs.
Mila Goodchild's got the mask back on. Maybe she started the 3rd and just forgot it.
Maybe it fogged up.
Eggsy courtside.
Well, she has got the mask back on, and for people that aren't aware, she had her nose broken twice earlier in the season. It's all good, but she's opted to wear that mask throughout the year.
Probably a good idea, given how physical this game is.
Gosh, the defensive intensity and pressure from the Southside Flyers, and the difference being that the Perth Lynx don't play that way defensively. They play attacking man-to-man, they sit off people, they dare you to shoot it, they clog the keyway. When you're down by a lot and you need the defense to crank up, it's hard to suddenly change the system.
Rochi Maley tried for the steal. Rochi back to Leilani. Final minute of the 3rd term. Rochi. Ernst.
Whistle scraps. Gorman comes away, kicks it ahead. Clinch Hoykard. That's fouls again.
Good decision by Clinch Hoykard to take it in, and because Carly Ernst was back, but she wasn't really in a good position to step in front of her, so good decision.
She's been in everything. Carly Ernst coming off the bench. 11 points, 3 fouls. 4 for 6 shooting, 3 for 5 from long range. Carly played her role again superbly this afternoon. This is the first. And the second. Leilani says, hey, give it to me. Let's just settle things down. Dickey. Physical from Maley. She takes the foul. Hard screen there.
One from the front, one from the back. Sandwiched.
Back to Maddie. Back to Leilani.
2-3 zone defensively by the Perth Lynx. And that side ball forced the turnover.
With 33 seconds to play and a 9-second differential between shot and game clock. Can Perth come up with something?
You see Potter injected here. Last offensive set, defensive set.
Need to be something akin to their game 1 performance where they were just lights out for the 3-point range, and every shot they took, they made. Can Maley get something going? Desperate for her first points, and she comes up with it.
Wow, and over the length and size and shot block ability of Mercedes Russell.
More heavy work off the ball. Sachi against Goodchild. Foul call.
A bit of fire there. Pinballed off Lauren Jackson as well. Was Mila Goodchild.
Her second personal.
I'm glad to see that her mask is back on, given the physicality and the ferocity of the you know, the way the players are playing right now.
Maybe they should all be wearing them.
It is finals basketball, though. There's a lot on the line, and we know, you know, as it was alluded to by Trish Fallon, at how it is hard to win a championship.
Russell. Short, away comes McDonald, final shot, Gorman. Not quite. The Flyers, 33 points to 26 in that third term. And they lead it with a quarter to play in the grand final decider. It's the Cygnett WNBL Grand Finals, Game 3. It's Southside 85, Lynx 65, thanks to Foot Locker.
Awful.
Steph's doing good on D. She's getting some stops at least.
Is that well back in? I'm going to get Coley back in. I reckon we can't go without Lay for a second, can we?
We probably would be okay for a moment. May probably
Not for the start of the quarter. I'll get her to start the quarter and then I'll get her in and out. Yeah. Who's scoring? Well, I feel like Jazz is doing okay. I don't want Maddie is helping Lay, and I don't want to take Lake out yet.
take Jazz out, put Jazz
Okay. Stay the aggressor. You come in for Coley, but be really ready. Stay there. So Coley, you're in. You've got Atwell again. You're all over Atwell the whole time. You've got whoever that is. Okay, let's defend the three-point line. Remember, it's hard to make decisions when you're emotional, so be excited, but let's make sure we focus on the game here, okay? Let's try and get the ball inside. Can you guys, one of you, instead of running to here, run here and then there, and it might be an easier pass for us to try and get in it. Yeah, if they're in the zone, X is good for us, okay? But remember, they're going to be pressing, they're going to be up in your face, they're going to try and do whatever, so look after the ball, play through the contact. If we have to back cut, we back cut. Take your time. You might have to be the release if we're having pressure because Potter can't get around you, okay? So, yeah, so you go down low and see if you can be it, okay? Let's have a really good couple of minutes here, okay? Here we go. Southside.
1 quarter to play in the WNBL 23-24 grand final. Perth dominated game 1. Southside came back and won game 2 in a 1-point buzzer-beating thriller. And they have dominated game 3. The Flyers up by 20 points with 1 quarter to play. Laurie and Graffy, you heard Cheryl Chambers at 3-quarter time. What does she have to say?
Look, she's happy with what they're doing. Keep the foot to the metal defensively. That's been key for them. They've been aggressive, making things happen. You know, for them, some discussion around who they put in, who they tack out. Do you arrest Leilani? I say no. You know,
agreed.
Well, the thing is, too, is that they know they would have learned from game 2 that Perth can come at them, and so they've got to keep going. They can't afford to lose any sort of focus in this last quarter.
The onus is on Perth. They need Southside to start missing like that. Megan Huswaite was with Ryan Petrick. What did Ryan have to say?
Well, that's what he wants to see. He wants Perth to play the game style that has got them to this point. It's business as usual. There was no emotion, no reference to the score. It's get out there and play our brand of basketball.
Thanks, Megs. And if they do, they can score in a hurry, as we know. It's been Southside that's been the offensive juggernaut. They average 80 points a game this season. They're up to 85 at 3-quarter time, and you can add 2 more for Beck.
Their veterans are making such high IQ decisions with such poise.
Maley tries to take on Russell, but just can't shift the big body. Cole in, Potter rips it back. McDonald, Maley, can Annalee get hot? Away comes Mitchell. He's controlled this game superbly. Cole, adds 2 more.
Cole's feeling it.
And how great for her to lead this team all seasons. And they've had some ups and downs, and now to play the role that she is in this game.
Russell steals it away.
Eat that, says Mercedes Russell.
Atwell wasn't expecting it. Away comes Mitchell. Roxy in the corner. Russell. What on Maley. Off to McDonald.
Look, the Perth Lynx look like they got heavy legs at the moment. Is Atwell gets rejected.
I was just thinking the exact same thing, Graffy. We talked about would Southside have the legs to get through 4 quarters, and you know, is the young Perth team going to run them out of the stadium? And I thought that exact same thing on that last possession.
Perth had an entire week to prepare for this series. They won their series. They swept Townsville in the semis. Gave them a week off. Of course, Southside went all the way to game 3 against the Boomers, coming off a shorter preparation.
Interestingly, what happens when your mentality shifts and things aren't going your way, and how you feel fatigue as well.
Yes.
When you're rolling and things going your way and the adrenaline's pumping, you don't feel tired. No. When things aren't going your way, suddenly your legs feel heavy, your shot falls short, you fumble the ball.
As we said in the 3rd term, Southside feeling 8 foot tall and bulletproof. The adrenaline was pumping. They couldn't do anything wrong. Just one of those magical moments as a team when you're clicking. Cole. Away comes Maley. They lead by 20 Southside with 8 minutes to play in the grand final. McDonald. Russell's size has just been such a factor. As we start to think about the Rachel Spawn medalist as the MVP of the grand final across the Game 3 series, it's going to be a tough one.
Well, it is, because different players from either team have stood up at different times.
Rochi combines with Jackson, back to Mitchell. She draws a foul. Lay's Game 3 performance has been certainly eye-catching. Game 1, just the 3 points. Game 2, 9 points. And in this game, she's had 14, but she's just controlled it. 6 assists. She's run the tempo. She's been composed. All the things we spoke about pre-game.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, you know, and she's done it time and time again in championship games and championship series, Leilani Mitchell, on various different teams. Yeah, I gotta say, it might be hard to look past Mercedes Russell as well.
Well, I
agree, she goes double-doubles, she blocks shots, she changes shots, she scores inside. She dealt with the dare of being packed off defensively from the outside and took shots. Sometimes plays that could go unnoticed because you go, oh yeah, she should get a double-double.
Megan Huswaite courtside.
How about the coach-player relationship between Cheryl Chambers and Leilani Mitchell? They won a title together at Sydney. They won one in the Hub in 2020 with the Southside Flyers, and if things continue to go to plan today, it's 3 for the star coach-player duo.
Thanks, Megs. Beck Cole looking for her second title. Went to a grand final also with the Boomers when they lost to Townsville in a 3-game series.
Well, when you look at the scoring across the board right now for the Flyers, 7 players, as you mentioned, Graffy, in double figures and continue to score. And
it's the Beck show.
It is right now.
That was a pass.
But she couldn't finish.
But everybody's contributed, and it's not been one standout as there's been in a couple of those games. Everybody across the board has had a say in this.
Donald to the rack.
It speaks to their depth, doesn't it? You know, that they've had people off the bench come in with big punch, come in with medium punch. You know, they've had their superstars step up and be massive. They've had them play their roles.
She said 7 in double figures. You don't lose too many games if you've got 7 players in double figures. That's 3 for Perth. Atwell 22, McDonald 16, Goodchild 13, and Jackson scrapping all the way.
When you see that from a 42-year-old veteran player, up 20, 6 minutes to go, still chasing down a ball. You know, she's in a 1-on-3 contest to try and get a loose ball. It speaks to how much they want to win this championship.
And it's so hard for, you know, you have to feel for Perth. They were so close to going into overtime in Game 2 and winning it in front of their home fans.
It'll be interesting to see at what point do either coach pull the pin. You know, I mean, Perth, it's always risky because, as you know, they haven't had luck in this game. Things haven't gone their way. It hasn't gone to plan, but they're still dangerous. You know, smash a couple of threes, get airy on the rim, and suddenly it's back to, you know, 12-14. That's achievable. But right now it doesn't, you wouldn't sense that it's going to happen, but we've said it before.
Jackson, pull it back out. What she thought about it. No hurry whatsoever here for Southside. The clock is their friend. Dickey puts it on the floor, elevates and finishes.
Just go to what works for it. You know, they had rim rollers, you know, and that's the coverage they've got. They roll Jackson or Mercedes Russell to the rim. They're there for the offensive putbacks when there's a penetration.
McDonald. Jackson hauls it in.
I mean, Perth's such a fascinating story to even be in this position right now in Game 3 of the Grand Final. If we remember back to the last round of the WNBL, the last game, they still didn't know whether they were going to be in. You know, Sydney had to lose that game in order for them to make this final, and here they've come all this way.
And they sweep the minor premiers Townsville in, you know, 2-0 in the semi-final series.
And then blew the Flyers away in Game 1 of this series. But Southside, as champion teams do, have adjusted. McDonald. There's Russell, and what a massive part she has had to play. Final 5 minutes.
It was showtime. Leilani Mitchell a little behind the back, bounce pass to Mercedes Russell as Rochi goes hard at Potter, strikes a foul.
Just about smart game and clock management here for Southside. Play the percentages, work the clock.
Well, they haven't rushed all game. Why would you start now with 5 minutes to go and you're up by over 20 points? But, you know, we talk about Perth's journey. I think if we look at that Lauren Jackson being subbed out, and she should receive a standing ovation.
To win her first WNBL title in 15 years.
In that stadium.
And her 6th overall. Incredible story.
Well, we talk about Leilani Mitchell on screen there, and she's sitting as well. But, you know, to me, the Southside season sort of kicked ahead when she was inserted into that starting lineup, and she has proved over and over why that was such a great move.
Good child. It's fought hard. Chibatoni, Maley.
Just not Maley's night, or really the shooting of Perth just has gone missing today.
Eerily similar to the series 2 seasons ago. Dickey puts it over the top for 2 more. Megs mentioned it at the outset. Dominant Game 1. just lost game 2, then get blown away in game 3. The second time in 3 seasons, Perth. Maley, Hannon can't finish.
It was the right idea. It was a good seal. It was a good pass. Just wasn't able to finish.
Ball to Ernst. Carly, another veteran out on the floor.
Well, you knew that Carly was not going to back down on the defense of Annalie Maley.
Game number 289 for Carly Ernst. Made her WNBL debut back in 2009. She's played at 7 clubs. The AIS, Dandenong, the Caps, Adelaide, the Lynx, Dandenong, the Spirit, Melbourne, where she won a championship. After all that time, and now she's going to win her second.
Maybe she'll play for Townsville next year.
Might as well just just round it out. She's been fantastic.
She has, and when you consider, she's one of the 3 mums on this team. You know, players that have, played, had a really good, a journeyman's career, settled back in Melbourne, has a son, and comes out and plays like she does.
Donald to Potter. Nothing but respect for this Perth team. They have been magnificent. They've been resilient all year. They were a standout in the first half of the year. They were 8-3. They then had to overcome their best player, the player in which their entire system was built around in Erin McDonald. They lost 7 of 8. Lesser teams would have just hit the wall, Laurie, and said it's all too hard. They've made it all the way to game 3 of a grand final. It's full credit to Perth.
Oh, you have to, really acknowledge what they've done and achieved, because when that star player, McDonald, went down, I mean, that was tough going for them. And talking to Coach Petrick, it's when she came back, and it took a while. She wasn't just going to come back and be, the impact that she had initially, but the pieces of the puzzle fell back into place. People understood their roles a little bit. And the other thing about McDonald is she makes players around her better.
Ryan Petrick will be disappointed, but he'll also be immensely proud of his team, and rightly so. Here's Chippertoni. Dickey. Over the back came McDonald with a foul. Meg's courtside.
With 71 points, this is Perth's lowest score since round 13, and surprisingly enough, that was against the Southside Flyers at the State Basketball Centre. So the Flyers certainly have done a good job in a couple of games post-Christmas in shutting them down offensively.
Thanks, Megs. Ryan Petrick's team played totally differently to the way everybody else plays. It's all about offense and rolling the dice. And in his own words, when it works, we're unguardable, and when it falls apart, we're a mess. But personally, Graffy, I don't know your thoughts on it. Personally, I love the fact that he's bold enough to develop his own style. It's a combination of things he's seen around the world, and he believes that he can take his team to the top with this. They've made the grand final 2 of the last 3 years.
Yeah, they have. And credit to him. I mean, his conviction to stay with it, and his players buy into it. It's a fun style to watch. It's a fun style to play. Like you say, that little tweak is what happens in a best-of-3 series when it doesn't work. What's the answer then? What is plan B? But absolute credit to him and this team for what they've done. Like I said, fun to watch. It's a great brand of basketball. But can that style of packing defence win it for you in a 3-game series?
Foul on Emily Potter. Maddie Rocci with some choice words, and she'll go to the line. Maddie Rocci on the verge of winning her 3rd championship, won 2 with the Caps in 19 and 20.
Smiles are starting to
the veterans are like, yeah, we'd like to go back and celebrate, but coach, please don't put us in. Now we do feel old.
8 titles between Jackson and Mitchell's about to become 10. 2 of the all-time greats. Here's McDonald. Drills it. Erin McDonald has been absolutely outstanding this season and deserves her flowers. Quite possibly would have been the MVP if not gone down injured. Take nothing away from Jordan Canada, who was outstanding as well. They were the 2 standout guards of the competition inside the last 3 minutes.
That's what we were saying. We've had such great imports this league that it's been just a pleasure to watch them and to see what they can bring and do and encourage the Australian players to lift and be better as well, and just the combination of them all.
Ernst gets Maley off guard. Shot clock expires. Got the shot away just in time. Carligan scraps for it, wins it on the deck. Off to Dickey. Ernst
to Rochi. Carly just puts one up.
Car park Carly.
Away comes Annalee. Plays with her heart on her sleeve. Annalee Maley, and she makes one, throws her head back and says, finally.
Just hasn't been their night from the arc, has it? The Perth Lynx.
In there, still scrapping. Here's Chippy all the way to the end here.
Carly Ernst won't take a backward step from any confrontation, whether it's verbal or physical.
It's always great for the home crowd when you win a... You could just hear the home crowd there, and as I was saying, it's great to win in front of your home crowd. It really is, and the Perth fans would have been so disappointed because they were phenomenal in backing their team.
And now Cheryl is emptying the benches. Lou Brown is out there. Dallas Luffridge is out there. All these players that behind the scenes put in just as much work, Graffy, as the front liners. They turn up to training all the time. They're out there running drills. They're out there working hard, and night after night they're sitting at the end of the bench not getting a chance to play.
They get to sit on the bench and watch a lot, wave a towel a lot, but absolutely right, Jace. They do the same amount of work. They're in the weight room, they're at the film sessions, they're doing the individual work. You know, and you've spoken about, you know, bench players and players getting opportunity. You flip that to someone like Millie Goodchild, who was a player like that, bench player, role player, got an opportunity, and then here she is starting in a championship with the Perth Lynx.
I have a feeling this Southside-Perth rivalry, they've started something here, these two teams. Already looking forward to when they play each other next season. This one has been full of passion, fire, it's been physical. Brown inside, Clara Wisher, yes!
And the starters love it when their bench players come in and score a basket or score a big three.
Well, Clara Wisher, she's a school teacher. She took term 4 and term 1 off with her principal, who's a mad keen basketball supporter, to let her play in this in the team in the season. And there she is, scoring a basket in a grand final, game 3.
Incredible. Came up through the Nuttawatting system, went to San Diego for a couple of years, played for the Perth Lynx in 2015, and then NBL 1, Hobart, Joondalup, Kilsyth, Knox, Sandringham. This is her first WNBL action in 7 years, and she gets a bucket in game 3. And Nadia Potch out there as well. There's Dallas Luffridge, who's come back from an ACL. So many great stories on both teams. Dickey, Lou Brown, she gets points.
Who else can they get on the scoreboard in this championship? Almost win for the Southside Flyers.
Good child against Wisher. Not quite. Mueller tidies it up herself. Lou Brown hunts her. Hannon, Lynch Hoykard, Forster, Chloe Forster into the game. Good child puts it on the floor against Brown. Drives, Lou rejects. Potch. Can Nadia get some points? Brown, 2 more for Lou.
Beck Cole, Captain Beck Cole on the sidelines there, enjoying the party that is the end of this championship.
Good child.
Wow, 111 points. That's a massive scoreline.
Extraordinary.
A team that like to play half-court basketball.
They average 80 points a game. There's Clara. As you said, they get just as big a thrill out of seeing their bench players have their moment.
Yeah, absolutely. They know that they do the work. Often they're at practice. They've got to defend the starters. They've got to do all the grunt work. They've got to take up the slack when veteran players are out injured.
It's your moment, Clara. Step up and enjoy it. It's short. And it remains a Southside ball.
Celebrations have started for the Southside Flyers.
Wisher, Brown adds 2 more.
And
the Southside Flyers are champions of the WNBL for the 5th time. They did it the hard way. They become the first team in WNBL history to win a semi-final Game 3 and then a grand final Game 3. Southside champions. They led at every change, 1 point at quarter time, 13 at the half. They blew it open in the third term, got out to a 20-point lead. In the end, run out 34-point winners. The Flyers 115, the Lynx 81. Southside champions for the 5th time, and heartbreak for the Perth Lynx. Their brilliant fairy tale run falls agonisingly short once again. No greater feeling in sport, Graffy.
It's a pretty special one. You want to bottle that feeling, you know, as we heard. Well, we heard it all from their captain, Beck Cole. I don't know whether she made that chant up on the spot, but reminiscent of old footy club rooms, I think. But boy, I mean, winning championships, it's special. Laurie, you've been in a bunch of them. It's special for the entire program. You know, players, coaches, support staff, management. You don't know when you're going to get an opportunity to play in another one. You don't know whether you're ever going to get a chance to win one. Anytime you do, it's special and unique.
Oh, it absolutely is, and as you say, bottle that feeling, because it is hard to get there. And you look across the course of a season, and it's players staying healthy. It's a little bit of luck along the way, and nothing better than doing it with your teammates in front of your home crowd.
Lauren Jackson won 5 WNBL championships in 1999 with the AIS, and then with the Caps, 01, 02, 05, 09. She won them around the world as well. Then she retired from March 16 to April of 2022. 15 years after winning her last WNBL championship. She's a champion once again, and here she is with Megs.
Lauren, it's been 25 years since your first WNBL title, 14 since you did it here on your home court. You are a WNBL champion again.
I know, it's crazy. That's crazy. It's awesome. I'm so proud of the girls. They're incredible tonight. And I mean, we worked for it this year. It's been a hard year. So for us to get here and to win it like this after what happened in Game 1 here is pretty special.
How tough is the group? You said to the players in the second half, don't forget what Perth did to us in Game 1. You've responded at every turn this WNBL season, and you did it in this series.
Yeah, look, I think that's been the thing with our team this year is that we've been up and down, and I think people ruled us out, but whenever we've had our backs against the wall, we've been able to respond, and yeah, it's been pretty remarkable, actually. It's been a crazy season, but one that I'll never forget, for sure.
How special is it to share it with your beautiful boys? We've got Harry here, Lenny's running around celebrating. They are your everything.
They are. It's so much better when you've got your kids and your family with you, that's for sure. I couldn't do it without them, and I mean, it's remarkable, and I'm just so proud of them, so, yeah.
And just finally, what about your parents? They are amazing. They've helped you so much with the kids as you've juggled being a single mum, a WNBL player at age 42, and with your full-time job with BA.
Yeah, look, Basketball Australia, my parents, everybody that has supported me to get to this point, I just want to say thank you. Obviously Southside, they've been incredible, but my parents, the way that they look after my children is so special, and I couldn't do it without them. And I also want to say, shout out Auntie Gwen, I love you, I hope you're healing, and I wish you were here.
Well, I'm sure she enjoyed what she saw today. Lauren Jackson, you are the GOAT and a 6-time WNBL champion.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Lauren Jackson, and a fully deserving
six-time champion Graffy. Sometimes players get to the end of their careers and they get carried to a final title or a final championship. LJ didn't get carried this year.
No, and not when you look at some of the games that she, 38-point games. And tonight I thought she played a great role. She rebounded, she changed shots, she got herself deep in the lane. And as you heard from her, it had been a long time that she hadn't played one. She played overseas for a while, then she was injured for so long. But boy, what a career. What a WNBL career and a career all around the world.
Well, and she talked about the ups and downs of this team throughout the season, and often in commentary we would say, and even Cheryl herself would say, is it the A team or the B team that's going to show up, and how are they going to play? And no doubt that this series, especially Game 2 and Game 3, the A team has shown up. Every single player on that roster.
They were 3 games off the lead at one stage, and with a month to play they sat in 4th, and they were possible that they were going to miss the finals as well. Much like Perth, they rallied, they played their best basketball in the last month, and then throughout the final series. Cheryl Chambers, well, she won a championship as a player with the Nuttall Inspectors in 1984. 40 years later, she wins her 4th. Here she is with Megs.
Cheryl Chambers, Southside Flyers are the first team to take a semi-final series to 3 and then win a grand final series 2-1. This is a special group.
It is a special group, and it has been, we've gone to war, it feels like, in the last 3 weeks, because we've done 3 games before we hit the finals, then 3 games and 3 games now. But I wouldn't choose to do it any other way.
How special are the group? You've got mums with babies, you've got teenagers, and everything in between.
Yeah, they're a great group, an absolute awesome group, and they wanted it. And I know we had a pretty rough start to the year, so it's so great to see that we were able to come together and get over the line.
You've won as a coach every possible grand final. You've won and lost the single grand finals. You've won a grand final with Sydney 2-0. You've lost a grand final 0-2. You've now won 2-1. Are they just all as special as each other?
Oh, when you win, it's always special. When you lose, it's not quite as special. But they are. They're a journey. You go on a journey with a group of girls who are really special. So I'm just wrapped that for them and for us and for our families and our supporters that we're able to get over the line.
Great to see the supporters. They're making some noise come out today. I mean, you spoke to the group after last Sunday about the fact that they've won the big games. They've responded when you've needed them to, and you've done it to win games 2 and 3.
Pretty awesome, isn't it? Sorry. I don't know what else to say, but really excited, happy for everyone. Our friends, our owner, Jerry, who looks after us, and, all the fans that came out, thanks to them.
Congratulations, Cheryl Chambers. You are a 1, 2, 3, 4-time WNBL championship coach.
Awesome, thanks.
Thanks to Megan Huswaite. 261 games as a player, Cheryl Chambers, 355 as a coach. What a contribution to Australian basketball. Won a title as a player with the Spectres in 1984 and now has won 3 as a coach. She is up there.
Yeah, she is. And I think credit to her in particular this season. A lot of people go, they had the talent to win it. They buy a championship. I don't pay a lot of respect to that. Yes, they've got Jerry Ryan's a great backer, but you still have to make that talent still has to play together. She made some courageous decisions as a coach. Inject Leilani Mitchell into the starting group, bench Dickey, roll Dickey's minutes up and bench Potch. That's people management. I think sometimes people forget that part of coaching is managing your personnel, managing your roster. They're veterans. How much do you have to rest them? They wouldn't have had a lot of practice. So a lot goes into it, and credit to her. What a great win for Cheryl Chambers.
And the other thing, Graffy, is there's some strong personalities there, and justifiably so. When you talk about that experience and the veteran status and that, everybody's got their own ideas of what probably the team should look like and whatever. So for Cheryl and the coaching staff to corral all that and everybody be confident in their roles and what the direction of the team is and the buy-in, it is not easy, and she and her staff did a great job.
Lauren Jackson wins her 6th title. Leilani Mitchell her 4th. Maddie Rocci her 3rd, and a 2nd for Beck Cole, Carly Ernst, Lou Brown. As we head to our Master of Ceremonies, Megan Huswaite, for the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official presentations for the 2023-24 Cygnett WNBL Grand Final Series. My name is Megan Huswaite. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, paying my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Well, what an incredible grand final series it has been. Fittingly culminating in a deciding Game 3, and it's been a fitting finale to what's been a magnificent Cygnett WNBL season. Well, joining me for the official presentations are Christy Collier-Hill, head of the Cygnett WNBL, Rachel Spawn, Australian Basketball Hall of Famer, and Michael Broadhurst, Cygnett Chief Marketing Officer. Well, would you now welcome the head of the Cygnett WNBL, Christy Collier-Hill, to say a few words.
Thanks, Meg. Gosh, what an absolutely sensational 23-24 WNBL season it has been. The skill and athleticism on display this season was absolutely next level, and the competition was as tight as we have ever seen it. And all of this has contributed to record crowds this season, with more people through the doors than ever before in the history of the WNBL. So thank you to all of you for coming out. And of course, it was a wonderful regular season, which was followed by this absolutely sensational final series. Now, no matter where you tuned in from, whether it was here in the stands, catching the action on ESPN, following through the new WNBL app, or joining us from abroad in one of the 100 countries where you can watch the WNBL now, I hope you felt the thrill, the excitement, and the absolute inspiration that this league offers. I'd like to take this opportunity to express gratitude to everyone that has played a part in making this season incredibly successful. To the athletes, coaches, support staff, club owners and administrators, officials, volunteers, and the team at Basketball Australia, media, and of course the very, very loyal fans and supporters. Thank you all so much for your contributions. To our long-term partners, CTM Sport, Cygnett, DIY Blinds, iAthletic and Spalding, and to our new partners this season, Foodie, Coca-Cola Euro-Pacific, Ford and Foot Locker. We can't thank you enough for your support, contributions and belief in this wonderful league. Thank you. Ryan, Annalie and all at the Lynx, this is not the outcome you would have hoped for today. But given the roster turnover and the incredible challenges you have faced this season, I know it's hard right now, but you should be incredibly proud of everything you have achieved this season. Well done. Cheryl, Beck, and to everyone at the Flyers, just wow. For those that don't know, this is the Flyers' 5th season in the WNBL and their 4th grand final appearance, which in itself is a phenomenal achievement. Then this win today secures the club's 2nd WNBL championship, and one that no doubt feels a whole lot sweeter given last season. The road to get here wasn't easy. It was a gruelling 3-game semi-final series, followed by an intense 3-game grand final series, which of course included that heart-stopping victory in the dying moments away in Perth, amidst a full stadium of very vocal Lynx fans. The unwavering grit, determination and strength displayed by the entire team throughout this final series has been truly remarkable. To all at the Flyers, congratulations on becoming the Cygnett WNBL 23-24 champions, and enjoy the celebrations.
Well, we wouldn't have a game without our referees, technical officials and volunteers and the contribution they make throughout the entire season. So would you please put your hands together for all of them? We also acknowledge our grand final series referees, Jack Taylor, Taylor Flint, Scott Becker and Carlia Hanks. I now ask 5-time WNBL champion Rachel Spawn to come forward to present the medal named in her honour. Since 2014, the Rachel Spawn Medal recognises the most valuable player across the best-of-3 Grand Final series. And the 2023-24 Rachel Spawn Grand Final MVP goes to, from the Southside Flyers, Mercedes Russell. Well, Mercedes, you were part of the Southside Flyers' inaugural team in 2019-20, and you weren't able to get the job done in the Grand Final series. You came back to Australia with some unfinished business, and you've now got it done.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I was supposed to come back that following year, and actually that year we lost against Maddie, so I'm glad that she's on our team now. But yeah, so excited just to be back with the Flyers. We had an amazing group of players this season. Credit to our coaches as well and our staff. They were unbelievable all year, and obviously we ended it with the championship, and that's what we came to do.
Well, Mercedes, I think a lot of people would have watched back the final seconds of Game 2 in Perth that got this game to a decider. Have you watched it a few times on KO?
Yeah, I've seen it a lot just on Twitter and Instagram, through social media, just playing it back. It was a really surreal moment for us. Obviously, it came down to the wire, credit to Perth. But yeah, it was a huge shot for me, and I just wanted to win the game for our team.
And you did that. And finally, Mercedes, I'm sure there's some people you'd like to acknowledge in receiving the Rachel Spawn Grand Final MVP.
Yes, for sure. First of all, thank you to the WNBL. It's been just a pleasure being back after a few years. Obviously went through COVID. Planned to be back a few years before, but now it's been special. Credit to my whole team. They've been nothing but support and amazing this whole season. Special shout out to Lauren. It's been amazing just being your teammate, learning from you, being able to play on the court alongside you. It's been really special. Shout out to our staff, Cheryl, Hannah, Karen, Scotty, JJ, Jenny, every single person for just taking care of us. You know, we're a really needy group of women day in and day out. It's been a grind personally for every single person, and I'm just really proud of everybody on our team, everybody from our staff. They've been amazing from day one till now, and we're going home champions.
Congratulations to Mercedes Russell. Well, the Perth Lynx have had an incredible season. Just 3 weeks ago, they weren't in the top 4 heading into the final round of the Cygnett WNBL home and away season. But what a run they went on to not only make the finals, but sweep the reigning champions, Townsville Fire, in the semi-finals before taking the win here in Game 1. Would you please welcome their captain to say a few words, Annalee Maley.
Okay, I was not very much prepared for this, but I just want to say congratulations to Southside. You guys are an incredible group of women, and it's so exciting to see like this many people come here and watch, you know, a women's basketball game. Like, it's so, so special, and, you know, it's a win for basketball. And to, yeah. And to my girls, God, I'm going to get emotional. Thank you for showing me how to fall in love with the game again. And I just want to say, like, a huge thank you to Perth and the organisation, Ryan, Bobby, Nat, Wolski, Sam. They have been my biggest supporter, the team's biggest supporter. I've never played for a club that has supported its players as much. I'm sorry I'm crying, it happens. But yeah, congratulations again to the Southside girls, and thank you so much. I love you guys.
Thank you so much, Annalee, and we congratulate the Perth Lynx, led by their GM Sam McPherson, Coach Ryan Petrick, his coaching staff and the players on the season they've had and the way in which they've played out this grand final series. Well, joining us now, and you can see they are getting very excited, are our stars of tomorrow from Ford Aussie Hoops to present the 2023-24 Cygnett WNBL Championship rings. So let's present our champions, the Southside Flyers. Starting with number 4, Louise Brown. Number 5, Leilani Mitchell. Accompanied by her children Al and Cash. Number 7, Dallas Lockridge. Number 9, Madison Rocci. Number 11, Carly Ernst. With son Kylan. Number 12, Clara Wisher. Number 13, Nadia Potts. "25 years after her first WNBL championship, number 15, Lauren Jackson. Alongside sons Harry and Lenny. Number 20, Jasmine Dickey. Number 21, the Rachel Spawn Grand Final MVP, Mercedes Russell. Assistant coaches, Karen Mitchell and Hannah Lowe.
manager, Jenny James. Physio, Jenny Candler. Strength and conditioning coach, Scott Conway. And the championship captain, number 1, Rebecca Cole. And the championship coach, Cheryl Chambers. Cheryl will get you to remain on the stage as we welcome the championship winning captain to say a few words on behalf of the Southside Flyers, Rebecca Cole.
First of all, the Perth Lynx girls and Ryan, you have created such an amazing team and culture. You have some great local girls. You had some amazing imports, and you should be super proud because I think a bit like us, we had a roller coaster of a season, but what an epic show of women's basketball we were able to put on in this grand final series. So I appreciate you guys a lot. Secondly, to our incredible Flyers fans. You guys have been amazing absolutely all season, and you helped create a home away from home. We know it wasn't what everyone wanted coming here to Parkville, but we created a new space for us, and you guys were our sixth man on the floor, and I don't think you understand how much of a difference you make. And each and every person here today, we love you! Then, of course, to our sponsors, our fairy godparents, Jerry and Val Ryan, we appreciate you not only supporting women's sport, but especially the Southside Flyers, and you have created a professional environment for us to go to work and get the best out of ourselves and each other every single day. So we're so thankful to you and what you have provided us. Obviously, we have amazing sponsors. I might forget some, so please don't hate me. But obviously, we have Jayco, we have Metal Tex, we have Festal, MG Dandenong, Projector, Label Concepts, Car Trek. That's as many as I can remember. But you guys, I see you in the stands every single day. Again, you support the girls. We need that. And again, thank you so much. And then, of course, to our family and friends, we know how much you have to sacrifice, being a part of our world and what we live in. So to our parents, to our kids. We have 3 beautiful big mamas and a little mama over there, and it's inspiring watching them go to work. But of course, to our family and friends, we bloody love you, and you've helped us get us here today, so thank you. Then, of course, we have our coaching staff. So we have our head coach, Cheryl Chambers, Jenny Candler, Jenny James, Hannah Lowe, Karen Mitchell, Scotty Biscotti, Conway, and you guys, you put time and effort. You have to make sacrifices with your family as well. But you know how beautiful it is because we're able to get something special done today. But we appreciate everything you do behind the scenes because it's not recognised. So thank you so much. And last but not least, my Fly Girls! It has been an absolute roller coaster. It's been a journey of a season, but we've stuck together. We believed, we trusted, we got it done, we stuck together, and I don't think people understand when you have a stacked team like this, everyone has to make sacrifices, and it isn't easy. I think a lot of people underestimated us, so this tasted bloody beautiful. So, to you girls, I would do anything for you. We have each other's backs. Each and every single one of you, including our development players who come to work every single day, help us get better. Shout out to you guys. And Fly Girls, we the champions. We the champions.
Well, I really should have gone before Coley, to be quite honest with you. I won't repeat everything she said, but certainly from me, you know, thanks to Ryan and Perth, and I know it's hard, I've sat there, so I'll try and make it a little bit quicker for you guys. Great season. I know you're disappointed now, but you'll bounce back. To Jerry, Val, you know, your support, as Coley said, is absolutely awesome, and we couldn't do it without you. You know, we get up every day and actually are women in professional sport, so we're really thankful for that. Thank you. I know Coley thanked our family and friends, but they do sacrifice a lot, and my family have always been my rock, and it's been a rough season. So Mark, Georgia, Zach and Sam, thank you so much for your support, and everyone else's families, thanks for your support as well. We have the best staff in the league, so thank you to all my staff. We're very lucky. We've got great personalities as well as really professional and organised people. So thank you to all the staff. And to the girls, what can I say? It has been a journey, and I've loved every minute of it. I know that sometimes you probably haven't loved me during the journey, but that's part of the parcel. But look what we've achieved. Be proud. Remember it for years to come, and I'm glad all the kids are with us as well. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. And I'll ask on Rebecca Cole and Cheryl Chambers, the captain and coach, to come forward as they receive the Cygnett WNBL Championship from Cygnett's Michael Broadhurst. Please put your hands together for the 2023-24 Cygnett WNBL champions, the Southside Flyers.
Championship. Southside Flyers, champions of the WNBL for the 5th time. Carrie Graff, Laurie Chiswick, the final thoughts.
What a ripper. I mean, we said it could have gone 30 points Perth way, 30 points Southside. It could have gone to overtime. It had everything that a championship series had. Credit to Southside. What a great win from a great team.
Well, and I think it just sort of summed up the whole season. It was unpredictable. We didn't even know what would happen in this game, but congratulations to both teams, especially for the Flyers, and well done for everybody on an amazing WNBL season.
Well, that wraps up ESPN's coverage of the 2023-24 Grand Final Series. Thanks to Foot Locker and another fantastic Cygnett WNBL season. So many people work behind the scenes to make our jobs easier every week, starting with our Inverleague crews around the country. They work so hard to deliver our coverage. Our production team at Jam TV, led by Sam Morwood, To the team at Basketball Australia, led by Christy Collier-Hill and Mark Quinn. To the players for putting on such an incredible show. Thanks for your energy and passion. To the coaches for their transparency and willingness to let us in and bring you closer to the action. And to you, our viewers, it's your ongoing support that makes it possible for us to bring you all the action. We hope you've enjoyed the season as much as we have. So on behalf of Laurie Chiswick, Carrie Graff, Megan Hustwaite, our entire production team, thanks so much for watching. Congratulations to the Southside Flyers, WNBL champions for the 5th time.